So we finna clock this T right here. Renee, since you want to stay keeping up, we finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol. Nobody wanna see it. Nobody don't care to see the Jets no more. You running out of hoes now. Go over there and get Diddy a hug. Go ride the bike with him, you fat. You know what time it is. Prom time. You ain't sent the motherfucking message since December 9th, you big mouth. Will, I want you to talk. Don't be scared now. No Diddy, huh? You scared now, huh? I know y'all on them tapes. Freaky. I know you is. 10 churn happen. It's time to show them churns now. I ain't gonna let off you. You should have been shut this big mouth hole up. You know it. You know it. Sip your fruit back. You know what I like. Coconut water hole. Whole one.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's biggest celebrity stories. Tia Kemp just lit the internet on fire. She dropped a shocking pic of Rick Ross bent over while getting his cheeks slapped. Yes, literally, by a woman from a US ranch setup, and folks online are spiraling. This ain't your usual petty breakup mess. This one's wild, dirty, and dangerous. Tia's been threatening to drop explicit content on Rick Ross for months, and now she finally let that first bomb fly. And let's be clear, people might call her crazy, but no one can deny she's got receipts, rage, and revenge locked in like a missile. Rick Ross clearly underestimated how far she'd go, but now he's learning the hard way. Don't ever play with a woman who's got nothing left to lose. But if you thought a raunchy photo was the peak of this mess, you don't know Tia. Sis is on a mission, and she's not letting up. She just claimed she's holding on to full-blown freaky tapes of Rick Ross and his trans girlfriend. And she said they're getting down with another man they allegedly call Daddy in the clips. Woo. And y'all, this ain't even the craziest part. Tia also came with some jaw-dropping allegations. She's saying Rick Ross helped Diddy cover up unaliving people to keep certain secrets buried. And guess what? She ain't just running her mouth. She's flashing time-stamped receipts like she's prepping for court. At this point, it's crystal clear. Tia Kemp didn't just come to embarrass Rick Ross, she came to end him. Which is wild when you think about it, because once upon a time, these two were close enough to have a whole child together. Now, they're acting like lifelong enemies. Tia's always had a slick mouth, but Rick Ross usually claps back just as hard. So now the question is, can he handle what's coming next? They really could have been a power couple. Same energy, same fire, but this situation, way too messy now. Tia Kemp just took things to a whole new level and made a bold claim. She says Rick Ross is gay and has been living on the low for years. And this time, Ross might not be able to brush it off like he usually does. See, back in the day, Rick would have just called her a bitter baby mama trying to stir the pot, you know? Run the usual play. But now, Tia says she's not just talking, she's bringing receipts. And if what she's saying is even halfway true, this might be a bigger scandal than anyone expected. According to Tia, Ross has been hiding his true sexuality behind that whole playboy persona for years. Y'all know how he always flexes like the ladies are falling over him, always with some eye candy by his side, always bragging about his so-called pull. Well, Tia claims that's all a front, a well-crafted distraction. She's saying Rick was allegedly messing with men the whole time, while putting on a show like he was all about the ladies. She even made a wild claim that he liked to pretend for the cameras while allegedly having private encounters behind the scenes with male partners. And it doesn't stop there.
So we finna clock this tea right here. Renee, since you want to stay keeping up, we finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money, and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol.
Tia also added that Ross allegedly has a deep obsession with trans women. specifically those who were assigned male at birth and later transitioned. According to her, it wasn't just a passing interest. She says it was a full-blown fetish. And the way she put it, she made it sound like this is something that's been going on for a long time in secret. It's messy, explosive, and Rick Ross hasn't said a word in response yet. So why is Rick Ross allegedly drawn to trans women? According to Tia, she says it's because it gives him the best of both worlds. He can act on his private desires while still appearing to the public like he's with a woman. Basically, a win-win for someone trying to keep things on the low. But here's where it gets even crazier. Tia claims that Rick's been showing off his trans girlfriends in plain sight. She says some of the women he's been flexing on his socials, smiling for the camera, walking red carpets, living the luxury life, were actually trans women, and nobody even clocked it. According to her, he's been bold with it, but folks missed the signs. Now, some people are saying Tia's comments came off as transphobic, especially the way she framed it all. But if you know Tia, she's not concerned about any backlash. She's locked in on one goal, dragging Rick Ross through the dirt. And from the way things are playing out, she might have actually hit the mark this time. But this drama ain't brand new. Tia's been taking shots at Rick Ross for years. She was one of the first to ever suggest there was something going on between Ross and Diddy behind the scenes. And when she went live on Instagram talking about it, she shook the table big time. And it didn't stop there. Tia even claimed that Ross tried to have her taken out after they had a serious falling out. Allegedly, he paid off some people to handle it. But instead of going through with it, they flipped and warned her instead. That accusation alone took the mess to a dangerous level. Let's not forget, Tia isn't just any random name online. She's the mother of Rick Ross's child. And their history? It's been loud, public, and full of bad blood. But this time, she's not just throwing shade. She's setting fire. This is the moment things really blew up. Before this, Tia was just throwing a few slick jabs at Rick Ross. Nothing too wild. But once she claimed he tried to have her taken out, everything changed. That's when she stopped playing and went full expose mode on him. From that point on, Tia held nothing back. She started connecting Ross to some serious allegations, specifically 2 separate deaths. One was a woman named Miss Carroll, who she says mysteriously passed away on her way home. The other, a man who was allegedly killed outside a spot she referred to as the Black House. Tia claimed at least one of those cases is still being investigated to this day. As expected, her jaw-dropping revelations sent fans into a frenzy, splitting opinions straight down the middle. Some folks think Tia is just a scorned ex, using all this as her last shot to destroy Ross. But others believe there's truth behind her words, especially since Rick Ross hasn't hit her with a lawsuit. And let's be real, if she was lying, wouldn't he have hit her with a defamation suit, or at least a gag order by now? Ross is known for being ruthless when it comes to protecting his image, but with Tia, he's been silent. Now here's where it gets even messier. Some people think Tia might have been involved in the very things she's now exposing. They're pointing out that she only started naming names and dropping dirt after things went left between her and Ross. Before that, she didn't say a word. So people are asking, did she stay quiet because she was complicit? Or did she simply not care until it got personal? Whatever the reason, one thing's clear. Tia isn't backing down, and as of May, she's still firing off bombshells. And here's where things started sounding a little too real. For starters, the fact that Miss Carroll's death is still under police investigation. That alone adds weight to everything Tia's been saying. And it's not a good look for anybody involved. But Tia didn't stop there. Nope, she went straight for the jugular, dragging Rick Ross and Diddy into the same scandal. She claimed Rick Ross wasn't just tight with Diddy. She called him one of Diddy's concubines. And that's not even the wildest part. Tia said that when the feds raided Rick Ross's homes last year, they didn't just stumble across one tape. They allegedly found multiple explicit recordings. From the way she told it, Ross appeared in several of those tapes doing things that would definitely raise some eyebrows. It's giving mess, blackmail, and betrayal all rolled into one. And just when you think it can't get any uglier, boom, Tia dropped another bomb. She claimed that Diddy was allegedly planning to hand over those tapes to federal investigators to cut a deal for himself. That's right. Tia says Diddy was fully ready to snitch, and those rumors about him trying to throw other people under the bus to save his own neck, she's saying it's all true. Now, lucky for Rick Ross, at least according to Tia, the feds had bigger targets in their crosshairs, so Ross being caught in those freaky tapes didn't become a major issue. For now. But just because they didn't act, then doesn't mean Ross is off the hook. And fans, they've been digging deep into his music and behavior for years. Some of them are now pointing out lyrics, old interviews, and patterns that, when lined up with Tia's claims, start to paint a whole new picture of Rick Ross, one fans never expected to see. It's almost like Rick Ross has been snitching on himself for years through his own music. One of the biggest red flags? That controversial track, UOENO, the one where Ross casually raps about spiking a woman's drink. The exact line? Put Molly in her champagne, she ain't even know it. I took her home, and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. When that song dropped, it caused a massive uproar. People immediately accused Ross of promoting assault, and rightfully so. The backlash was so strong, he ended up losing his Reebok endorsement and was forced to issue a public apology. He said, "I don't condone that. Apologies for the lyric interpreted as SA before. I'm an artist, a father of a son, and a brother to some of the most cherished men in the world. So for me to suggest in any way that harm brought to a woman is one of my biggest mistakes and regrets." But nobody was really buying it. Fans and critics alike pointed to his long history of making inappropriate, uncomfortable comments about women. The apology sounded like damage control, not genuine remorse. Now fast forward to the latest drama. After Tia Kemp dropped her bombshells about Rick Ross allegedly having a secret thing for trans women, guess who came running into the mess? 50 Cent. And of course, he didn't hold back. 50 backed up Tia's claims and even added fuel to the fire. He said Rick Ross and Diddy allegedly got taken to Pound Town by a trans woman they both had private sessions with. Freak-offs, as he called it. Whether it's fact or just more trolling from 50, it was enough to shake things up again. Nobody was shocked that 50 Cent jumped in. He's been beefing with both Rick Ross and Diddy for years. But with Tia dropping bombs, 50 throwing punches, and Ross staying silent, this drama's turning into a full-on war. 50 Cent wasn't done stirring the pot. He posted another jab, writing, "What the F? At some point, you gotta just do the right thing." And just when it seemed like this saga couldn't get any more chaotic, an old video from 2018 suddenly resurfaced, and it had everybody doing a double take. In the clip, a man being interviewed claimed he was one of Diddy's so-called freak-off slaves. His words, not ours. He went on to drop names, big names, including Rick Ross. He described wild encounters that allegedly went down behind closed doors, and even said he contracted STDs from being around both Diddy and Ross. That clip sent shockwaves across social media. People were already suspicious of Diddy's parties, but hearing those details and seeing Rick Ross's name dragged into it too just took things to a whole new level. And now, with Tia's fresh claims about Ross's private life, it's getting 10 times messier. She's not just throwing shade, she's threatening to drop videos, and not just any videos. She says they show Ross and his trans girlfriend getting real explicit. According to her, these tapes are locked and loaded, and when she pulls the trigger, it's over. You already know Rick Ross's enemies are waiting for that footage to drop so they can bury him with it. And if Tia's serious, it could get ugly fast. But let's not count Ross out just yet. He's never been one to stay quiet for long, and something tells us he's getting ready to clap back hard. This ain't over, not even close. The war between Rick Ross and Tia Kemp, it's just heating up. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.